A lot of people say, so why do you do it? And the answer is quite simple. If you want to change the world, it starts with you. When I started my career as a conservationist, never would I have thought that in my lifetime the rhino poaching crisis would get to this point. My formal education was focused around wildlife and habitat management and understanding ecosystem functioning. We weren't trained on how to fight against a species going extinct. Very early on in my conservation career, did the focus of my work shift towards rhino protection and fighting the rhino poaching crisis. 2008, a few rhino were shot and we became very aware that the rhino poaching crisis has started again. Around 2011, the threat became very real and everyone was aware that this is going to be the next conservation challenge. Around 2014, the rhino poaching levels had escalated where we were losing hundreds of rhinos each year to poaching. As a result of the rhino poaching crisis escalating, there was also a number of rhino calves that were left orphaned, and there were no facility in the province of KwaZulu-Natal to care and rehabilitate these calves, and leaving them for dead was just not an option. The Zululand Conservation Trust put their hand up and we established a facility where we could provide the necessary care for these calves that are orphaned from poaching. It was a major learning curve for us to find our feet in terms of orphan rehabilitation and husbandry. It required 24 hours of care by very dedicated and passionate people. The minute we get a call and we are notified that there is an orphaned rhino calf, the team jumps into action. We take specialised equipment in order to capture and rescue the calf. The calves that arrive at the facility normally extremely traumatised, frightened, aggressive, undernourished, dehydrated, and therefore require very intensive care. We partner with the best veterinarians, provide us with the veterinary support that we need. The clock's ticking as we have to try and get the calves onto milk as soon as possible. They remain blindfolded with earplugs in to limit stress and to limit stimulation as they fear humans at this point in time. We therefore dedicate every moment to those animals as soon as they are stabilized at the facility. We try and get them through the process of taking to a bottle as fast as we possibly can and help them regain their strength. Once the calves have started feeding, we slowly start removing the blindfolds and earplugs and allow them to get used to human voice and touch. With the calf being calm and comfortable in a human presence, we at a later stage introduce them to other orphaned calves. This bonding process is critical for the long-term rehabilitation, and the bond created between two rhino calves normally lasts a lifetime. White rhinos are extremely social animals, and therefore the rehabilitation and bonding with other animals is critical to their rewilding process. Working at the Rhino Orphanage sounds like a dream job, cuddling baby rhinos day in and day out. But the reality is, a lot of the work is physical hard labor. Caring for all these orphans at various ages requires a lot of manual labor. The carers wake up at first light, they start mixing milk for the calf's first morning feed. Security is a very critical component of the management of the facility and ensuring the safety of the calves. We have dedicated rangers and canines that patrol the facility and its surrounds 24 hours to ensure the safety of the carers and the calves that are within the facility. We have a black rhino at the facility that also requires very specialised care. Because there's not another black rhino at the facility, we've had to think out the box in terms of companionship for little Beji. We got a little boer goat in, his name is Eben, who is Beji's companion. This might be a strange partnership, but they are very well bonded and keep each other company day in and day out. At the orphanage, rhino security is a real concern for us. In addition to security and the canine patrol unit, we also horn trim the older calves to ensure their safety and ensure that we limit the risk of them falling victim to poaching as well. When a calf comes to the facility, it spends up to 3 years with us until it is at the point where it is ready to be released. That is 2,500 bottles of milk mixed and over 10,000 litres of milk that the calf consumed during its time at the facility. It's a bittersweet day when they are ready to be wilded. The bitter part is having to let go of a calf that you've spent an enormous amount of hours with and bonded with and watched it grow from infancy to be a young rhino. And the sweet part is knowing that we have succeeded in getting that calf a second chance and allowing it to form part of a wild population, spread their genetics and contribute to the meta population. So people ask, why do you do it? And the answer is quite simple. Watching an orphaned rhino take its first steps into the wild, haven't been given a second chance at life, makes it all worth it.